coming into a game 12 of honestly the most recent FNCS is almost a year now. People always have that same conversation. Who will land on first place? And right now, it looks like we have an interesting situation breaking down. Peterbot and Poyo look to contest Curve and Venno, but Curve and Venno already seen that one coming. They leave, they go to Squibbly Shores, and they get another early game elimination. Zeke said it, Monster. Eventually, this will become mathematically impossible for anybody outside of Curve and Venno to win.
I called it. I already knew this was going to happen. I knew that Venno was someone that Peterbot and Poyo respect at such a competitive level. They would be willing to contest them. They would be willing to try to throw their tournament off. But Venno is one of the smartest players we've ever had, and he will see it from a mile away. So even now, them just mixing up, it's just a safety strat. It's to say, hey, who wants to battle us? Come bring it. We're not afraid to mix it up. We're not afraid to stay dynamic here in the last game.
Looks like Peterbot and Poyo going into this game, though. With that elimination, of course, with Venno and Curve, they are 98 points away from an FNCS champion, and that's only playing catch up to Curve and Venno. They still got so many big names in their path that they're looking to take it. They probably noticed that Curve and Venno weren't at the Battlewood. They immediately turn around. They got a hint of what's going on. Maybe they think this is them, but it's Raven and CDZ, a whole nother team. This gives a huge moment here for Curve and Venno to look on over, possibly engage, possibly disengage. The choice is definitely theirs, especially since it's taken a little bit longer than we'd hoped. Peterbot lands a shot, but Poyo goes down. Raven is escaping back inside of the building. That puts Peterbot in a 1v2.
Oh no, and the finish comes through as well. And that is not the way you want this to start going down right here. If you're Peterbot or Poyo, you need so many more points. You cannot afford to get set this far behind. Peterbot, though, in a world of trouble here. Plenty of enemy builds. He's going to have to back off. Shot through the wall as well. This is, of course, Raven and CDZ's one chance to go in and pounce on him. Peterbot's back in the mix here, fully healthy. Misses an important shot here, and things are looking pretty south now for him.
The biggest thing here was Peterbot was able to get the materials from Poyo, but Raven lands another monster shot, getting the shield gone out from Peterbot. He has the minis still there, but he's running out of build. CDZ and Raven really don't have no materials down below, so they can't not fight upwards, so he has to drop down low. Peterbot again trying to take the fight to them as CDZ gets dropped to this. Less than 50 HP, but a third party's coming in, Monster. A third party from the east, from Dark Dominion, looks to interrupt this play.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's you-know-who, but give it a second here. Raven CD's even a little too passive now. They had an opportunity to finish up this Elam. They back off instead. Rapid and Cold show up, and they are cleaning up house faster than ever. They find two quick Elams, even shooting the down body just to show and flex that they're here as well. And look at this. They are hunting for poor Peterbot, who's now hiding inside of the factory. Just unprecedented type of end game right now. You never see this level of clash go down here. Definitely not for the likes of Peterbot. He's normally the one hunting. Now he's being hunted.
Yeah, they probably saw in the feed that Poyo did go down, so they immediately left their drop spot to beeline it on over. This is a team that's on their tail. Cold is in third place. You see it there. Peterbot and Poyo in fourth place. It really was asking the question, is anybody going to be brave enough with the point board if you were looking to go on the chase? But Venno, Curve, they not only left their drop spot at Battlewood, they left their second drop on the hunt for these Elims. They don't want to win after Game 12, Monster. They want to win during this game so they could take a much-needed victory lap.
Well, this is crazy. You know, if you just allow them to continue to get Elims like this, which they have done extremely successfully, way more successfully than any other team here on the weekend, they will be too far ahead. We would be asking so much of Cold and Rapid. We're talking upwards of 10, 15 Elims and a Victor Royale. Give this a second now. So from one team wipe onto another now. Doja and Escher trying to fight. He fired up Venno and Curve here. Meanwhile, Curve has been live this entire time.
Dominated by Cold and Rapid. Peterbot goes down in 4th place, tied with Agers and Ritual. Could only get worse from there, but Benno takes a big shot, but he is not backing down. Ishu gets eliminated. The Siphon comes in. Much needed builds get replenished by Benno. Curve not slowing down, trying to alleviate the pressure. Lands a huge shot on the Zosier, and the elimination one as well. 5 elims, Monster. 5 eliminations here. This is domination at its finest in Major 1 on NA Central.
Looking so good for them right now. Rapid and Cold right now on the hunt too, just trying to figure out what is going on here. They're already at 3 elims as well, so Rapid and Cold are playing so aggressive too. You gotta give them credit right here. We know what the task at hand is. We know what needs to be done, and it really does feel like the impossible. It's asking them to pop off right now and go into the upper double-digit elimination territory and potentially win the game. Because for them, it's about the championship victory. Jumping over to Brilliant and Jargo, though, playing a little bit of the storm fight right here, keeping us busy right now.
But Curve saves the day. What are we witnessing? This is a montage performance. I don't want to call it too soon, Monster, but this is beginning to look like a victory lap for Curve and Benno.
The writing's on the wall. You just have to read it, brother. All right? It's whenever you're ready, just let us know. They're at 6 eliminations now. Acorn and Bolts. A little cheeky here, though. Trying to see if anyone's willing to kind of sneak on by to find a couple elims right now. And let's just paint the bigger picture. Obviously, Curve and Benno off to the races right now. A 100-point gap separating them from the rest of the competition. And then you have so many other teams trying to fight for a land spot to the Global Summit. It's right around the corner. Who is going to be in Germany? Only the top 13 will make it.
And as it stands right now, in order for Cold and Rapid to win the tournament, this is as it stands right now, they need Curve and Benno to go down outside of top 25 with not a single elimination more. And then they need to win the game with 10 or so eliminations in the double digits. So it's going to show how much of a runaway this is turning into. And that's where you see a lot of lurks going down, because it's not only the battle for first. If you look at Tyler and Chance here, 391 points on the overall leaderboard. They're in 10th place. If they go down early, they can kiss their summit spot goodbye.
Definitely be really close for them. They'll be holding on to a thin margin. Taki and Seek on the other side. Same can be said for these teams here. 208 points earned on the tournament day. So you are seeing moments of greatness here coming out. Some of our competitors here on the 2-day format.
Not gonna make a quick clean glide here. They're just trying to dodge all the noise down below, having to worry about Surge, having to worry about others rotating in your path. Could be a good plan for Seek and Taki here. 13th place. They just need to hold on to their current spot on that leaderboard. Clicks and Eggs, though, a moment ago, did see them in the feed. They picked up at least one more elimination here. They, too, have a little bit more of a cushion than some of the other counterparts. 430 points in 9th place. They just need to make sure to finish strong. It's more of a confidence thing than anything else, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, gotta find their groove, but they've made it this far. They had such exceptional moments of greatness, but in the end, everything has to come together. And then how do you account for having the curves, the colds, those types of performances that we've seen? Tough to ask. All things have to come together. Cooper and Reed, though, they're still fighting for their qualification seat. They're not fully safe just yet. Not that's how I feel. Let's take a look at the standings here. This is going to put them at 12th place there, Jacob. So close.
Yeah, I would say they have a 22-point gap from 13th, which is actually the line. And then about a 44 or so point gap between them and falling outside of the bubble, which means anything could be possible. If they go down, let's just say 15th place, and anybody else kind of is able to secure a top 8 or better, they can certainly overtake them on the leaderboard. But definitely so many different possibilities here as the tournament continues on. Threats in Fear, a team that started inside of the bubble on the day, shortly fell out of it and was trying to work their way back. Thief and King, another similarity here. 17th place coming into this game, which means those eliminations, 8 more points, is definitely going to boost them up the leaderboard just a little bit. I think that almost puts them on the line outside of that bubble around 14th place with those elims.
Yeah, Vivan King, the last 2 games have played really well, actually making it to endgame, and this time they actually have 4 total elims, so just a monstrous performance so far, definitely stepping up and doing what they need to when it matters most. And Alpha and Saul kind of see what's going on here. They end up backing off. You have Osid and Scare, another team that's very much in the conversation right now. Looking at how they've played, we have a 4th place as far as their best performance so far in last game, roughly 15th for them with a single elim. So not too bad, definitely earning some placement points. If they can keep that up, might just be doing enough to jump up and in.
This is going to be an interesting lobby slash end game, because if you look at like day 1, we were getting what, fourth zone surge, sometimes even earlier because how stacked the lobby is. To start the day, we were getting 5th zone, maybe 6th zone surge. There's only 60 players up. There's only 30 teams left in this lobby right now in the 4th zone, so it's rather thinned out, moving at a much more accelerated pace. So you have to be careful on some of these rotations. So instead of being able to rotate, stack with a bunch of other teams, hoping they choose them instead of you, now some of these rotations will be a little bit more bare, with you and maybe 1 or 2 other teams being the only one rotating in that direction.
I mean, when you have Cold, Rapid, Acorn, Bolts, Irvin, Veno looking for elims, right? Trying to either push the gap, close the gap, like this is what happens. The lobby will tend to thin out, and then everyone else, of course, trying to fight for their qualification spot. Look at this though, Veno inside the storm right now. They surely know they've done enough, right? So now it's just time to chill out, hang out, enjoy the storm for a little bit. Here on the beach, have no reason to really put themselves in any danger here.
None at all, especially with the zone moving on over towards the south. They know they can essentially ride the shoreline, so you can kind of see on the map there on your left side that so many other teams are also outside of the zone and inside of their path that could certainly cut them off.
Yeah, definitely. They're moving really quickly. Wagers and Sleepsy, though. Look at this. A little bit of a high ground position right here. Still, though, no surge warnings in sight. This game is moving so fast right now as the lobby's starting to thin out. And this is a pretty congested north side of the Battlewood Boulevard, so kind of a new site for us, if you will. Looking at the names that are in play here. Jack, N-Pen, Acorn, Bolts. On the other side, Osid and Scare. Scare, though, gets fully finished right here. One of our bubble teams is out to the hands of Sikentaki. This is super important. Actually, it was Wagers from up top. It wasn't Sikentaki, but they're right next to that collateral damage.
The same Sikentaki, that 13th place Scare and Osid, or I should say just one Osid by himself, is going to be in 14th place. He has a bit of a gap to overcome. Hey, anything is possible. 29 teams still up, so 4 more go down. You'll start to get those placement points, and they'll cascade in with each and every team that does go down. Contrapt's going to fall, and already 1 less team to worry about here. 55 players left in this game, so there's only 1 solo running around, and that's going to be Osid.
Do what he got to do, though. It's really close, yet so far now. It's all going to come down to, can you earn your way towards the positioning placement points there? Still see Reed and Cooper up in the distance. Agers and Ritual here sitting pretty. Box open, eyes on Acorn and Bolts. Little did they know. Oh, look at the zone though. Just north. Okay, so this is going to be working against the likes of Curve and Veno, obviously wrapping far around the outskirts.
Trying to get not necessarily damage for Surge as it does turn on. 14 players do need to go down, but you can see where they stand. 400 above the damage threshold. Since they're right next to the zone monster, they don't have to do much movement at all. Just kind of focus on getting that damage while not receiving much. Acorn and Bolts try to land some shots onto N-Pen and Jack in the distance, inadvertently kind of alleviating some of the pressure. N-Pen and Jack could have looked to get aggressive. Acorn and Bolts, 132 above the damage threshold. They sit in 3rd place on the leaderboard, a mere 6 points out of 2nd. Huge chunk of money differential. And I'll talk about Bolts. If somehow, some way, a miracle could happen, Acorn and Bolts keeps the Major 1 magic alive. Bolts will become another player on that short list of 2 region champions. I know Veno is certainly in line to becoming another player on that list in 2 of the hardest regions in Fortnite, in NA Central and EU.
Yeah, definitely looking to make history here now. Reed and Cooper sitting pretty strong right now, guys. 340 damage above, safe in the zone, plenty to work with right now. That's the type of position you want to see Reed and Cooper in if they're going to land. Seek and Taki on the other side, same can be said for them. Still have a couple shockwaves to work with. Not too many to make it toward the end game, but hey, enough to at least stay in the race here for quite some time. It's all going to come down to a refresh for Seek and Taki, though. See if they can time to rotate. Looking at who's positioned up, though. Clicks and Higgs trying to end this one with the splash. Already you can see them poison up for that high ground here, Jacob.
Yeah, just still, no matter what's been going good or bad in some of these games, they're just continuously one of the teams that, you know, if they make it this far into the game, they're going to contest for that high ground. King and Aviv just outside of that bubble, sees 2 teams with a little bit of a scuffle going on. They try to land some shots before they go ahead and make their way on over. They're just trying to pressure them so that way they don't make any peaks, makes the rotation that much safer. That was Reed and Cooper in that distance. They're 193 above the damage threshold, inside of that qualification ring. They just need to be able to hold on here, especially more so now with Javi in a minute looking to walk them down.
Really close now to earning some positioning points here as well. 28 teams still standing. Curve finds Kingling there in the feed. Veno super hit up off the rotate here. That brings them up to 7 eliminations. And Curve finding his moment, finding his footing now. These last couple games, I mean, it's been the Veno show, but Curve has stepped up when it mattered most, even in this game, finding the follow-up and the refresh that they need to succeed here. Clicks and Higgs, though, just want to do what they can do best.
Not the best spot to be in for a team in second place, below the damage threshold. Folks, persistence there is able to lead some shots through underneath that cover, get them above the damage threshold, near 5, but at least it's something. They're not taking active surge, but 25 damage every 7 seconds. Blake and Preston trying to put down some pressure, but only for a short moment. Bolt's going to be able to hold off. They can do the combo, though. Getting this information is going to be vital, but Buzz gets the down onto Clicks. I see it in the feed. Sphinx even gets the cleanup here. High ground changing hands, but it's not Muzz and Sphinx. Right now, it looks like Aviv. It looks like Curve and Veno are all fighting for it.
Yeah, if you look at it, Curve, Veno come in, but Higgs gets swiped out the sky, hanging up for a little too long. Acorn and Bolts fighting for second at this point. If you can't take down Curve and Veno now, it'll just be too late.
Yep, literally, this is the moment right here. As soon as they get into the top 15, I almost think it's a wrap, mathematically impossible. Threads drops down low outside of the bubble. I'm not sure he secured enough points before finally going down there. Muzz and Sphinx up above. Reed and Cooper sacrificing the HP, staying outside of the zones. That way they can fizz, they can shockwave, and hopefully get to the front side. But they're just taking so much damage. They don't have the heals to get up to full HP and shield anymore.
Muzz and Sphinx still putting pressure from up top. Cooper, Reed trying to stay alive, Seek and Taki fighting their way towards a qualification, and teams are dropping faster than you can even realize. We're already up into the top 17 now. Curve and Veno are not stopping, though. Another team falls to their hands. It's a Minish and Hobby. A top 5 performance was valiant for them on the standings coming into this. But it's Curve and Veno who are fighting for the championship win now. And look at this, Jacob. I mean, they are breaking away with a huge lead.
Yep, and even when it looks like it's bleak, Veno gets dropped down to a sliver of HP. They're surviving. Bolt's trying to do the same thing. 5 HP, loses Acorn, though, so we need another big solo clutch performance. Oh, Cooper, Curve might have gone down, but they are your FNCS Major 1 champions.
They've done it. They've done enough to be up at the top, to sit on the throne now. Veno is the conqueror of 2 regions here, and Curve, his first time ever, gets to taste that victory here. But for now, Muzz and Sphinx are trying to find their victory lap. This is all a battle for money. This is all battles for seats at the LAN event where the story will continue.
Jargu needs this. Jargu needs this game here. They were 15th place to start it all, and now he's the only solo solo left in this game. The two teams that are left alive, Monster, both of them already have their spot secured. So this is everything for Jargu by himself. Tries the shockwave in. He gets tagged up left and right. Down in third place. Did he do enough to qualify for Dusseldorf?
Well, it's going to be really close for now, though. The action's on. Muzz here who finds elimination. Ritual gets tagged up big time. Sphinx looking for